Hello, everyone. Welcome to Local 4 Plus. My name is Isaiah Hall. I'm here with rising middleweight contender, DeVale Smith, future champion. He fights out of Detroit, Michigan, and he's going to be fighting in Flint coming up here next week. The last time you fought in Flint, you got a first-round TKO knockout. So how does it feel, to fight up in Flint and with those type of fans?
It feels great. The atmosphere is beautiful. The fans are great. They bring the excitement to the table, and I just can't wait to put a show on for them and the rest of the world.
And you're putting together a pretty good streak of knockouts now. Last time in Puerto Rico, you put together a good fourth-round knockout performance, and before that was a first-round knockout. So is that something that we can expect to see from DeVale Smith? Obviously, you have the power.
Yeah. Always expect a knockout. At the end of the day, I'm a boxer puncher. So I sit in there, I get my rhythm going, and I catch them with a shot. They like to go down, and then I finish it off from there. But yes, most definitely expect a knockout come December 12th.
Okay. And let's talk a little bit about that boxer puncher style. You have power, you have speed, you have range, all good things to have at the middleweight division. There is an iconic middleweight that they like to compare you to, Tommy the Hitman Hearns. Your nickname is Hitman 2.0. So where did that kind of come from, and how did how did that come about, and how much of an honor is it for you to have that nickname?
It's a great honor, people comparing me to a legend like Tommy Hearns. I don't think our styles is the exact same, but same frame, beautiful right hand behind it. It came about when I first turned pro. I was fighting out in Texas in the WBC tournament, and just everybody like, you look like Tommy Hearns, your right hand like Tommy Hearns. The first fight, the second fight, anytime I fight outside of Michigan, I was in Tennessee, I fought, and everybody walking up to me like, man, you look just like Tommy Hearns. So I guess just the Crunk style that I have, because I trained out of the Crunk gym as a little kid, and then I grew up and I was trained under Sugar Hill for a hot second, about a year and a half. And I continue to train with him, sometime going to training camps. But also my coach came up under Emmanuel Stewart, helping him train a lot of fighters. So just having my coaches teaching me that Crunk style, teaching me the same things that Emmanuel Stewart taught, it just brings that about. It kind of just ties into it.
What would you say is that Crunk style of fighter? Obviously, there's been some great stuff come out of the Crunk gym. So what is it that makes the Crunk fighter so special?
Well, Crunk fighters always going for that knockout. Emmanuel Stewart, he used to say something like, you don't get paid for overtime. You go in there and knock out sell. So that's the main thing. I feel like the Crunk style is a boxing style. Take your time, work everything behind the jab, and then bring that beautiful right hand behind it.
And you mentioned the great Emmanuel Stewart, but who, in boxing history or any athlete that you look up to the most in terms of emulating their style or adding part of their mentality into your game?
Muhammad Ali all day long. Like, I've been waiting for that comparison. Nobody wanted to give it to me, but I love Muhammad Ali, man. Since I was 8 years old, I did a report on him in school, and I learned everything about him inside and outside of the ring. But just watching him box, the way he move around that ring, the way he shuffle his feet, the way he bring that head movement about, just everything about his style. Actually, I looked up his size, his reach, all of that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, but nobody really pay attention to that.
Wow.
We got the same reach. We got the same height. I think he's about 6'2", 6'3". But everything, I really try to, you kind of could see me do the Ali shuffle in some of my fights.
I saw that in your last fight, yeah.
I've been doing that my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So
he's your favorite fighter?
Absolutely. I also like to watch a lot of Floyd Mayweather. He move around the ring a lot too. I like his speed. I like his ring IQ. So those two are my top.
Okay. Well, that's great. And then outside of the ring, I know that you're a family man. Would you say is the one of the biggest factors for your motivating to continue to go out and fight and get in the ring?
Absolutely. I got to show my family that you can go out and follow your dreams and do whatever it is that you know what I'm saying, set your heart to. Just believe in yourself, and you can do whatever it is that you want to do in life. And also, I just want to give my family a better life at the end of the day. Right now things are hard, but I'm growing in this game, in this sport of boxing, and eventually the door's going to open for me, and I can give them the life that they always deserve.
Okay. And let's stay with the outside the ring. Are there any other interests or hobbies that you may have? Something that people may not know about DeVell Smith?
I like to play a lot of basketball. I love all sports in general. But one interesting thing that I did start doing since I was a kid, I always wanted to start my own business. I wanted to be a businessman. So I kind of started a small landscaping business. It's not off the ground yet. Okay. But, when I'm not boxing, I'm out there cutting grass, raking leaves, cleaning gutters, and things like that. So I just have to have that work ethic. I have to have something to do, I train twice a day. But in the midst of all that, I think altogether that might be about 4 hours a day. So the rest of the day, I still have to be, doing something to contribute to paying bills at home and taking care of my family. Because, boxing, not doing that right now, not yet, but, Yeah,
it's about keeping that responsibility, having that discipline, and that's definitely something that, boxers, they definitely take a lot of pride in. With you training for so long, you've been trying to get to the next level. What is it that keeps you going, the most? Boxing is, from what I can tell, the hardest sport in the world. But what is it that keeps you motivated to keep going?
A couple of things. My family, to begin with, just waking up every day, getting my son out of bed, looking at my daughter, talking to my fiance. Just everything that goes behind it, talking to my pops who got me into boxing. He always believed in me. And it's always just been a dream of mine ever since I put a pair of gloves on. I wasn't the best when I started, but I realized you stay in it, you stick to it, you just get better and better. And everybody told me, the sky's the limit for me. Everybody told me I'd be a champion, And high-level people like Emmanuel Stewart seen me as a little kid. He said I could be a champion, and just things like that, it makes me believe in myself. And I just have to keep my dream alive and see how far I can take this.
Absolutely. And you mentioned trying to improve. What is, obviously now you're sitting at 10-0, you have 8 KOs, but what part of your game has improved the most as you continue to climb through the ranks?
Just experience in general, being used to being in that dressing room, walking out, cutting the weight, and just being relaxed, calm, and poised in the ring. It's obviously things that I need to continue to work on to get better. You haven't seen the best of me yet, but just in those categories, I think I've been progressing a lot more.
And that poise, I definitely feel like I can see it in the ring. In part of your style as well, you're stalking, but you're not necessarily, just wailing and brawling. You're setting your shots up, usually trying to set up that right hand. So the right hand, obviously, that's your best punch.
Yeah, I give it to the right hand. I like the body shot. I haven't stopped anybody with a body shot yet, unfortunately, but I like to rip to the body. I like the right hand. And I like to throw some sneaky uppercuts in there, too, sometimes.
Okay. All right, let's pivot back to your opponent for this upcoming fight, William Townsend. What do you know about your opponent?
I don't know too much about him. What I do know about him is that he trains hard. He called me out, so he believed that he could beat me. And he coming to fight next week, so I'm going to be ready for him.
Okay. And any predictions for next Thursday that you may have?
A dominating performance from DeVell Smith.
Okay. And if you are able to get that dominating performance, what comes next? What can we expect to see next from DeVell Smith?
Just more big fights like this. I want to keep the pedal to the metal. I want to keep on showing the world who I am and that I can fight up against, some high-level competition.
Okay. All right, final question. When it's all said and done, you're obviously on the rise right now, but when it's all said and done, when you look back at your boxing career, what do you want your legacy to be?
I never thought about that. I want people to just be able to say DeVell Smith was a hard-working fighter. He had a lot of ring IQ. He had a lot of speed. He could put everything together, and he was a very versatile fighter that can switch it up and get the job done in many different ways.
All right. Well, you heard it here first from future world champion DeVell Smith, and thank you for your time. Thank you for your interview.
Thank you, and I want to thank all the fans out there that's buying tickets, that's going to tune in to DAZN just to watch a beautiful show. It's a lot of great fights going on, and I see you guys there.